We did it, Maul. We did it. We did it, boy. We did it.
Woo! What did we do?
We got that boy Kai Schnat to 80,000 subscribers on Twitch. He is now currently the #1 most subscribed Twitch streamer in the country. Shout out to Kai. I know that's a great milestone. Like even making it on Twitch is definitely a tough thing, but to become #1 on
It
Twitch
takes dedication.
takes a lot of dedication, especially when you're a young African American YouTuber making it out the trenches of New York City, man. Like I've heard stories. Like I'm not too familiar. Like I know who he is, but not his whole come up story or like where he started from. I do know he's like popular for prank videos and 2K, but you know I heard stories from his like friends in the AMP group that like he lived in apartments full of rats and stuff. Like he really did have a good come up story for him. But you
Started
know,
from the bottom.
It's definitely great to see that. What was that?
I said started from the bottom.
For real. Yeah, so he was just known for a lot of vlogs and prank videos, and also like known for playing some 2K. He's had a lot of famous people show up on his streams before. He's had some questionable famous people. I believe he had, what did he have? Did he have Tiana Trump? I'm pretty sure he had Tiana Trump on a video before. KKVSH, I believe that's her name. I know it's like weird. She's been on his channel before. Like, yeah, he's had a lot of famous people on there. He has a popular song, Bust Down Rolly, Avalanche. That's definitely a big song of his that he made with Untitled Chapter, a famous rapper. It's great to see him become #1 on Twitch. I've heard that Twitch has not acknowledged that at all.
And knowing Twitch right now, they probably won't.
Yeah, what's going on with Twitch?
Well, you can probably just look up Twitch is dying on YouTube right now and find plenty of videos about it. I first learned about it from Moist Critical's video. Basically, Twitch is just screwing up so much right now that they're losing a bunch of their top tier streamers.
What do they do to their top tier streamers?
So basically what it was before is that when you become partnered, they would do a 70-30 split, I want to say. But that's only for like their top streamers. Usually what they do would be like a 50-50 split. Sorry, I'm trying to remember the numbers. So, but what they're going to be doing now... No. I was wrong. I think it was a 90-10 split for their top streamers, and then it was a 70-30 split for their just normal partnered streamers. But people didn't like that because they're saying, why are these people getting special privileges and all that? So what they're doing now is everybody's just going to get that baseline 70-30%, but if you were already getting it, you... up to the first 100K you make, you get that 90-10 split, but after that, it drops down to the 70-30 split. So a lot of streamers aren't really happy about that.
So what I'm hearing is people were just bitching for no reason.
Well, there's that, and then there's also the fact that one of the most popular, I can't remember his name, but one of the most popular streamers, he got banned recently, or basically nothing. No, what it was, he was joking around with his Twitch chat, and he had a comment watcher in his chat, and he's like, oh, if you don't stop that, I'm going to come and beat your ass, or he's like, I'm going to come and fight you, whatever. And he got permabanned for that. And then people are saying, why did he get permabanned for a joke with one of his most common viewers that he actually like talks to? But then that one lady can have full-on sex on stream, and she gets 7 days. Well, yeah, it's a big Twitch controversy.
Why is anybody getting banned for a threat?
It wasn't even a threat. It was a joke because he knows that he's like talked to him a bunch of times. He goes, "Oh yeah, if you don't stop that, I'm gonna come over there and beat your ass." But then she can literally get railed on stream, and she gets 7 days.
Whether it was a joke or not, because obviously the people at the company are going to take it more seriously. Why is he getting a permanent ban for an internet threat?
Right.
The amount of times that in Twitch history, the amount of times that streamers have been swatted because of their fans is insane. Like, the amount of times there's been a lot of derogatory language or racial language in chats are insane. Even
one of my favorite streamers uses not so kind language on his Twitch chat.
We had an entire mass shooting in Buffalo that was streamed on Twitch.
True.
No one ever addressed that. We heard it was on Twitch. No one ever went to Twitch and saying, so you allow this to happen on your platform? What's your security bot supposed to be doing? You had people racially murdered on your platform, yet no one's talking about it.
Well, just think,
we're do you remember a joke or a threat in their eyes?
Yeah, it honestly is surprising that the mass shooting that happened in Buffalo, that nothing was said to Twitch about it. Because remember when Facebook Live first came out, and they were started coming out with a bunch of suicides and murders and all that, people doing it live on Facebook. People got on that so quick to the point where they had like a week to fix it, and then nothing's been happening with Twitch.
Yeah, it's always pick and choose. It's unfortunate. We don't like to talk about controversy like this. We want everything to be, lighthearted and fun, have some sort of escape from the real world. That's what a lot of us nerds like to do. But
that's why we fall into these categories of card games and stuff.
We have to do our due diligence when talking about some things. And definitely how companies run themselves, especially platforms that are very popular for people to find that escape, not living up to what they need to be doing is a shame.
Yeah, like if I'm having a bad day and I just want to hop on, watch one of my favorite online entertainers, and just relax, watch them play a game, or even if it's like a just talking stream, whatever. I don't want to click on the just chatting or even like the Fortnite category or whatever, and then see somebody gunning down a bunch of people. Like that's not what I want to see.
Or back onto the whole entertainer thing when you were just telling me that streamers are upset that they had to do a 90-10 split for top streamers. The way I see it is it's competition. Look, this whole social media thing, content creation is a competition. What we're doing is not necessarily competing with a named person, but we have to compete to get an audience in general. And so you complaining that you're not a top streamer and you're not getting 90-10 split is just showing your lack of ambition to even get there. I understand Twitch is hard to make it on there.
Oh yeah, it is.
Big algorithm or whatever.
They have a very bad. I think what's the word I'm looking for? Discovery rate. Like you go on, you see all these streamers and all that. Their discovery feature isn't great. Like you hop on YouTube and you have like all the people you usually watch, and they throw in just random streamers of who you watch and all that, and they'll recommend you new ones. Twitch doesn't really have that.
Yeah, and Twitch definitely needs to work on that. I think we should push for that more than trying to make everything fair because I'm sorry to say, because your videos or your content probably suck. Let's be honest, some of these streamers are not great.
Oh yeah,
they
definitely.
They think they can be the top 10 streamers where they just play games in silence all day. You can't. I'm sorry. You're going to have to talk. You're going to have to interact. One of my favorite streamers, he is my favorite streamer, is the Black Hokage, and this man can literally chat with hundreds of people and play the game at the same time. I don't want to hear anybody else complaining about not getting the same split as a top streamer, because the amount of revenue they generate for Twitch, they deserve a bigger cut in how much they earn, because they're the money makers. They're keeping this platform running, and all you're doing is running your mouth because you're not there. Why don't you run that mouth on the stream and not run it to the admins? Run it about how they are inconsistent and unfair, but don't try to hurt somebody else's pockets because yours is hurting. I'm sorry, I gotta say it like that. Somebody who wants to stream more, I gotta be honest, I gotta start putting in that work in order to get where I want to be.
True, same.
Here it is that.
Yeah, even like one of my favorite streamer, Pay Money Wubby. He is mostly like a just chatting streamer, but he is when the ban list, not the ban list, the Twitch leak list for like the paid streamers and all that came out. He was ranked the 36th highest paid streamer, and he's not even partnered.
That's actually
yeah, because Twitch refuses to partner him because he's considered a brand risk. But that's just because he doesn't care. He'll say what he wants to say. Like
he is a brand risk.
No. If you saw his content, yeah.
But think about it. Think about all the one and done brand risk they have. You literally was just talking about somebody getting railed on stream. That's not a brand risk.
That's true. I mean,
you have people showing nudity.
Wubby, yeah, he's a brand risk, but that's just because he speaks his mind. Like if you're rude to him, he'll be rude back. He doesn't care. That's what I like about him, and he's funny as hell. Let me tell you. But that's besides the point at this point.
Yeah, there's going to be brand risk everywhere, or even on their own personal platforms that are in a certain community. So I understand that, they don't really want to be associated with that based on the culture of business. Like if you're just associated with this person, they can't really do business with you, or advertisers are going to pull out. They don't want to add apocalypse like YouTube had.
True.
As long as he's he's not, as long as, whatever he says is not on an insane level of bigotry or just ignorant, and it's just him just speaking how you described it, he'll be rude back. Then
Really, the only like far thing he'll do is that he'll use the R word, not the hard R, but like the R word, the RET word, that one.
the challenge word.
Yeah, he'll use that. So if like somebody in his chat is being very very ignorant about something, he'll be like, "Oh, really? That word?"
I can't get on him for that because I've said it before.
Yeah, I have too.
Yeah, we've all said it before, so it's not a good word to use, unfortunately.
No, it is not. But
Not like that type of unfortunate. It's not a good word for us to use towards people. But it is. I remember like being told like, yeah, that is a clinical word that they're trying to not. They stopped using a long time ago. So yeah, because
but yeah, that's to the extent of his older content was a little bit worse, but he's become full. He's gone full circle now. Well, not full circle, but he's gotten a lot better, and his content is just amazing. I can't get over how good his content is. You should look up it. Look, I'll send you some of his videos when we get done with this.
Okay, bet. But yeah, I did also hear about the Twitch exclusivity. Pretty sure that was like last month or something. They changed their rules for streamer exclusivity now.
So, yeah. So before, what it was is that if you are at least affiliate, because it goes just you're streaming on it and then you become affiliate and then partnered. If you had the status of affiliate, where you have to sign the contract and all that, you were only allowed to stream on Twitch. You can still make YouTube content and all that, but streaming strictly to Twitch. And a lot of people didn't like that because if they're going to get viewers other places, like say you were streaming on Twitch and then your YouTube really popped off and you were only getting 2,000 viewers. I mean, 2,000 viewers is good, but you feel like you can get more on YouTube, you have to wait for your contract to end to be able to go to YouTube. So now what they did is you're allowed to stream on both YouTube and Twitch or whatever streaming platform you want.
Yeah, I heard not at the same time.
Well, no, because it goes through Streamlabs, which I don't think you could stream on both platforms at the same time using the one. I think you have to use two different programs to do that. But
I've heard that when they mean like you can't stream on two big not streaming, but like internet services, or how do I want to describe it? So you can stream on Twitch, but you can't stream on YouTube simultaneously with Twitch.
Yeah, at the same time, but say today I want to stream on Twitch and tomorrow I want to stream on YouTube, that's fine now.
Nah, it's not even like a Streamlab thing. Like you can't pull in views from YouTube because they see them as a competitor. But something like TikTok, which is a much smaller service, you can stream on both Twitch and TikTok because they don't see TikTok as a competitor.
No, you can stream on YouTube as well as Twitch. No, it was in the official statement.
Because YouTube is their competitor when it comes.
Oh, simultaneously, yeah, I get what you mean then.
Yeah. They're gonna, that's what I meant by that type of simultaneously. You can't have those at the same time. I've heard only on smaller platforms like TikTok or smaller streaming platforms, because TikTok only has it.
Yeah, I've actually seen Ninja coming up on live on my. I don't even follow him on TikTok, but it just like I scroll and then I see Ninja's live on TikTok just as like recommended. I scroll past it every time, but yeah.
Bro, I haven't been on TikTok in a very long time. I try to stay off it because
I've been trying to stay off of it. I've only been on it like twice this week when it used to be every day. So
yeah, I'm trying to stay away from that Chinese alien spyware.
Fair enough.
However, the MAGA men said it was. But next on the list for our colonizers, I watched the Avatar movie re-release, not The Last Airbender, the Blue People Avatar, and I gotta tell you. Oh yeah, I see why it was one of the greatest movies of all time.
Was the top selling movie of all time for the longest time.
Yeah.
It was Titanic and then Avatar, but still.
Yeah, it's definitely up there. So rewatched it. If you guys haven't seen it, no spoilers because it's already been out for all this time. So I don't know how you didn't watch one of the greatest movies of all time.
The movie came out in 2009.
Yeah, it was definitely a great watch. I did. If you guys don't know the basics of the movie, basically, Americans. More specifically, white Americans in this movie, in their universe, have flown to a new planet called Pandora in order to take their resources. I forgot the name of the resource, but they wanted to take some of their resources, specifically a type of mineral that was about $20 million a kilo. That's how. Yeah, that's how expensive that material is. I mean, it's in another planet, so of course it's going to be that expensive. So a company is out there and they hired guns from the government to come to Pandora where they can go out and salvage some of this material, because Earth, apparently, it's mentioned briefly in the movie, but Earth is pretty much dead. It's dying. It's not really the place people really want to be in, and they're just coming to steal resources, just like how a lot of the colonizers from Europe and other places in Europe came and colonized and took over various indigenous places. So the was it the Navi? The Navi, the blue people in the movie are basically metaphors for Native Americans or Native Indians or Native Aboriginals or the first or African Americans, and they're very tribal and spiritual people. And it definitely, the movie challenges, the antagonist challenged like the spirituality of people, the their culture and everything, and just kind of downplaying it all just for profit. And the main character Jake, he uploads his consciousness into a clone of the Navi people known as the Avatar, or one of their avatars that start to live amongst them and realize that these people are not as savage as he's been led to believe, and turns over a new leaf and fights alongside the Navi people to protect their culture, their deity, and their way of life. So definitely an amazing movie. It's getting a sequel after like 13 plus years, I believe.
Yeah, just about 13.
About 13 years, called Avatar: Way of the Water.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a call right now about the new Avatar 2 coming out. I'm gonna make my prediction for this movie. All right.
Yeah. What is it?
I will put money on it that this movie will have a reference to SpaceX. I will guarantee it. They're gonna put it as, oh yeah, with the new SpaceX technology and their great rockets, this is how we're able to travel to these distant planets. I'll put money on it that they have that into the movie.
Comment in the comments how much you will bet against Maul for his SpaceX theory.
I honestly think that there's gonna be like, they're going to be showing a group of people the rockets. They're like, oh yeah, due to SpaceX's great technology, advances in rockets and all that, that they have brought forward the notion to allow us to travel to these distant planets where we found Pandora and we met the blue people. I can't remember what they're called.
The Navi, yeah.
The Navi, yeah. This is how we were able to get there through this great innovation of rocket technology. I'll put money on it.
Yeah, I really liked it. It was like a refresher because I definitely forgot a lot of the things in the movie. I was really young, and it wasn't always my favorite to watch because it was so long. And like my favorite movie of all time is definitely Narnia. So Narnia was about 2 hours. This movie was like 3 hours long.
Well, to be fair, when Avatar came out, we were 8.
Yeah, so
no 3-hour movie like Avatar is gonna keep the interest of an 8-year-old.
Yeah, but it was definitely a good watch. I was talking to my friend about it, about like obviously the metaphor for colonialism or imperialism, because they often talk about how they tried to teach them, quote unquote, blue people or savages English, and how they use their avatars to try to bridge the gap between the people, because the planet of Pandora is incredibly dangerous, full of dangerous animals and monsters that are impervious to gunfire, a lot of them. And so even the most hardened, strongest military men, soldier on Earth, couldn't stand a chance against most of the Navi or any of the environment there, because it was pretty deadly up there. And I was just explaining to him about politics, and I'm like, yeah, man, politics are in everything, man. They're definitely in movies.
They're in everything.
Yeah, I told him, since this is like your favorite movie of all time and you hate politics and media, this is definitely a very political movie. And he said I didn't even catch it, and I was like, yeah, bro. So it was definitely a good watch. I don't know what's going to happen in this next one. I think I'm going to just stay in the dark about it until it comes out, so that way I can be pleasantly surprised about what they do for this next one. So I want to see what other ideas they can pull out of their head for this next one, what type of metaphors or what type of politics they want to throw into this next one. So I definitely want to see it. So hopefully it makes a positive change, because I definitely felt more connected to the environment after watching that movie, because they literally, like, the Navi literally can connect with the environment through their hair. At the ends of their hair, they can connect to the environment to.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I completely missed that when I was a kid. So they literally can just attach their hair to the animals or the trees or the plant life. Everything is like, it flows through each other like energy. And so even when they hunt, they take the body of whatever they killed, and they often say, like, I guess like an obituary to their kill, how their energy will go back to their deity Elmira, I believe it's, or Almira, and but their body stays with them because they're going to use their body to consume and survive off it, but their energy will return to the tree life or their deity. So yeah, I loved it. It was really good.
I should rewatch it.
Yes. Speaking of movies, Venom 3, man, you were telling me about this.
Yeah, we don't really know any big details about it, but it was announced. I don't think officially, but it was leaked. I could be wrong about that too. But the filming for Venom 3 is going to be starting summer of 2023.
Okay. Yeah, I've said this before. I'm not really a huge fan of villain movies. Not all villains. And some villains are cool. I didn't watch any of the Joker movies, the Joker movie, and then the sequel. I didn't think I really want to. I didn't watch Venom because I didn't want to.
I like the
You
Venom
know,
movies.
but what movie did we have? Did we had Spider-Man Homecoming around the time we had Venom 1, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I just wanted Spider-Man 2 to come out. Like I didn't care about watching Venom.
I
Uh,
liked the first two Venom movies. I saw the
you
second
like
one. I saw the second one in 3D.
I just really wanted to watch Spider-Man again.
Huh?
So I just wanted to watch Spider-Man again. You know how
Oh,
my
that's
connection
fair.
to Spider-Man is.
Yeah. How my connection to Spider-Man is too.
Yeah, so my connection just gets better, you know.
Well, until you get a tattoo of a Spider-Man logo on your forearm, like me, I don't think I'm gonna say I'm the bigger Spider-Man fan.
Until you find a maiden watching Spider-Man, I don't want to hear it.
Well, you got me there, but still.
You and Taj are in the same, bro. You got a Spider-Man tattoo, and he got a Spider-Man tattoo.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he has the one on his back. I think it's of the same spider as I believe it's the Andrew Spider, because that's his favorite Spider-Man.
I mean, I have the Andrew Spider too, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite. It was just like my favorite not my favorite. My favorite Spider-Man logo design is the Scarlet Spider one, but the whole spray, because mine looks like the spray paint from the scene in the movie where the guys are spray painting it. That's the one I got, so you can see like spray paint dripping down. I thought it was a cool design.
I think you like the Andrew Spider-Man films because he was low key a nerd. No, he was low key an emo nerd, and so
he wasn't an emo nerd. He was
he
a
felt
he was
edgy. Okay, he was edgy.
he was edgy a little bit,
Cool.
but he was a skater nerd. He was a skater. That's what made him edgy. He was a skater, and I thought I was good at skating in middle school, and I definitely was not.
Definitely had that. That's your connection to him. That's your connection. It's funny because my friend Taj, he didn't like Tom at first, obviously because he had Zendaya as his love interest, and that's like his celebrity crush. So
I mean, I didn't really like Tom at first either, just because like the first movie, he just thrown into him being Spider-Man. There was no origin or anything like that. But it's grown on me.
Well,
Nothing will top Toby.
Yeah, these three movies from the MCU have basically been the origin of Spider-Man. So the next trilogy that we get of him, hopefully it's a good trilogy, will be him after. So yeah, but
That's fair.
Venom 3, man. Venom 3.
A lot of people are calling it that in this new trilogy. We're gonna get Gwen Stacy.
Gwen Stacy.
Since MJ doesn't know who he is, so it's either gonna be 3 movies about him trying to get MJ back, or we're just gonna get Gwen Stacy, which I just kind of hope is Gwen Stacy.
Unpopular opinion, not the biggest fan of Gwen.
Why?
One, because I like the Tobey Maguire movies, and I hated when Peter was trying to hit on Gwen and MJ was right there. Two, I think Gwen is just cool as a love interest. That's it. I don't think Spider Gwen is bad. I think she's actually pretty cool. I enjoy her getting her own version of Spider-Man. But then we came out with Gwenpool, and I was just like, okay, look, yeah, I don't like Gwen that much. There's no
Gwenpool was a bit much, if I'm gonna be frank. Like, I agree with you on that. But introducing Gwen Stacy and then possibly going into Spider-Gwen, that's introducing more spiders. Well, the main spider family is, what? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So we still have room for you want to do other spider people.
Oh, like...
We have Peter, Ben Reilly, Miles, Spider-Gwen. We have Silk.
You have enough.
There's the one with the red suit and the yellow eyes, that lady, I don't remember her name.
There are enough love interests for Peter to encounter. So let's not do Gwen.
Who would you want?
I like Felicia Hardy.
Oh, you want to do Black Cat?
Yes, because we don't have Black Cat. We've never seen her. They tried to do it in Amazing Spider-Man. They didn't do it because they didn't get a 3rd film. Let's do a Felicia Hardy or Sydney Moon, which I think would be really cool. If you don't know who Sydney Moon is, she is known as Silk. She is the counterpart to Peter Parker's Spider-Man. She got bit at the same time as Peter, and so I don't know if it's the same spider or a different spider, but they got bit at the same time. Her powers just manifested much later, and I think she was like hidden away in a cell for a very long time. But they also have this type of chemistry where anytime they're close to each other, they hook up pretty much because they have the spider pheromones that make them go crazy for each other. And she can she doesn't shoot webs. She can create webs out of her fingers and stuff like that. And she's also been shown in the Spider-Man Homecoming series of movies where she was like at the school and someone made a theory. I don't remember who, but they made a theory that after the blip, she probably didn't get blipped, and she was like technically a spider person or a spider hero while Peter was gone for a little bit of time.
Yeah, but wouldn't they have mentioned that in the new movie?
No, they wouldn't have, because they didn't even know what they were going to do for the third movie. Because remember, after Infinity War happened, Sony took back Spider-Man.
Yeah, but I still feel like in the third movie, or even the second movie, because the second movie was after the blip, that they would have at least mentioned, be like, hey, yeah, or at least a post-credit scene be like, yeah, there was another spider person doing your job while you were gone.
That, or she probably actually got locked up. Maybe she tried it and got locked up because, the new Spider-Man in town and the criminal empire was insane during the time of the blip. So she probably got locked up during that time, like in the middle of her spider career. And now that No Way Home just happened, she's probably going to get released, or she'll probably escape or something like that. And they can add her that way, that she already's been trying to Spider-Man for a little bit, but she's not that great at it. You know what I mean?
That's true. I'm not really up to date with my Silk lore, but I didn't even tell you this, so it's actually funny you bring it up. I put in my subscription for a Marvel Unlimited, the app, and I added I added the Silk comic to my my library to start. Also gonna start reading it tonight, actually.
Yeah, so a super powered Spider-Bae or any type of love interest that isn't just a normal woman in a day's work would actually, I think that would be really cool, because Peter doesn't want his friends to get hurt again after dragging them into his like spider life. So having someone like a Black Cat or Silk would be really cool.
Silk would be cool because then he also wouldn't have to worry about the
too much. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to worry too much. I mean, he'll still worry because the chemistry with him and Black Cat just being like a thief and like an anti-hero, it would really like up the ante for him to really want to chase her down and like make sure she's okay and everything, and then get all the the nerd hard-ons and stuff from just seeing them on camera. Because I'm not gonna lie, man, I'm not gonna lie, that Spider-Man PS4 Black Cat, Peter should have got with her, man. MJ in that game is trash.
Her quests were terrible. I'm pretty sure that was the most requested thing about the Spider-Man 2 game coming out next year, was to not re-add the MJ quests.
Bro, not add MJ at all. Like, honestly,
they can have her in the game as like cutscenes or something like that, but like,
it just wasn't cool. Like, she just would put herself in danger on purpose, and Peter would be like, "Hey, yo, these people will kill you," and she's like, "Look, I don't need your input." And I'm like, "Bro, come on, son. Now you could never be my girlfriend." Never.
Literally a superhero saying, "These guys are dangerous. They can beat my ass." Like,
and you're like,
"Yeah, I'll be fine."
Stop trying to mansplain things to me. Like, Felicia was just like dangerous, but Felicia would, she'd lie, a little red flag in there, but she would have still was like had some common sense. You know what I mean? You know how Peter was. Peter was up there.
He thought with his webs, not his head.
Yeah, he thought with his webs, not his head. So there's that. But back onto what I was gonna say about what other villains do you think would have an interesting movie?
I like to see Tombstone.
Tombstone. For Spider-Man lore, get his own. I'd say he would get a good show. Or
I'd say he'd get a show and then maybe lead into the movies.
I'd say before Disney Plus ever existed, I think him and all the criminals in the Spider-Man lore, like the mob bosses, could have had a really good Netflix series.
Well, they introduced Kingpin in the Hawkeye show, so he could be coming soon to the movies.
Could have been like a Tombstone, Hammerhead, Kingpin, because they all are like criminal leaders and stuff. That would be pretty cool.
It's a whole gang wars operation show.
Morbius wasn't terrible. Morbius would have been
It's Morbin time.
Oh, don't say that.
Why? It's a great film.
I think Deathstroke could get a really cool movie.
Deathstroke is DC.
Yes. I didn't specify on which.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like what Spider-Man villains you like to see in the movies.
No,
okay.
No.
Just villains in general. Okay. Definitely Deathstroke then.
There's an entire comic where he takes out the entire Justice League. So having a movie from his eyes of taking out the Justice League using Batman's blueprints on how to beat them would be really cool.
Well, they already have introduced Deathstroke into the DCU.
Yeah, but they're probably not going to do anything. I mean,
well, in the Titans show, he was a big part of season 2.
Yeah, he was a big part of like Titans. Period. But wait, you mean Titans like DC Titans, not Teen Titans?
Yeah, DC Titans, like the live action show. He was the big villain of season 2.
Yeah, he's
along with Trigon. But
Trigon gets a movie. I don't know.
No. What I'm saying was Trigon was a big part of season 2, also of Titans, or maybe it was season 1. I don't know. I haven't seen that show in a while. But what other villains could get movies?
I think.
I mean, I would love to say
really,
Red X, but like that's technically
yeah,
not.
not
But
really. You gotta think of more like anti-hero character. Maybe like someone like from X-Men. I think Magneto, because he's sometimes a villain, sometimes a villain. I think having
eh,
this from his point of view.
I don't think Magneto could do a whole movie by himself.
I think him, not by himself, like, oh, this is the origins of Magneto, but I think where he has, and it's basically the X-Men version of Magneto's team, where all the people who do follow Magneto in the comics initially, or was he part of the Hellfire Club? Yeah, I think it was called the Hellfire Club. I think them having a movie would be really good. Their ideals of how mutants race should be and trying to empower the other mutants through their eyes, I think that would really be a cool.
So with your like villain thing, are you including like anti-heroes like Punisher and all them?
Yeah, but
Alright.
characters that are more like will do anything, like how Black Adam is. He's not really a villain, but he's not really a hero.
Yeah,
Sometimes
okay.
it's
So
like,
we already have 2 movies of this one in the past, but I would like to see a remake. The Ghost Rider. I would love to see a new Ghost Rider movie.
I think a Ghost Rider show would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I can see a show also. I don't know, because remember how in the original Ghost Rider movie they did a thing where the old Ghost Rider came in on the flaming horse to pass the baton to the new Ghost Rider on his motorcycle. Have a new Ghost Rider movie where it's kind of like the same thing. You show Nicolas Cage passing the baton to the newest Ghost Rider.
That would actually be really cool.
I would love that.
I want to see the Ghost Rider who rode on a mammoth. That'd be pretty fun.
A prequel where he just rides on a mammoth.
Yeah, so there's like a comic about the first Avengers or the first Mightiest Heroes of Earth. I think that's how it was, the first Avengers. And one of them was the first Ghost Rider. He rode on a mammoth. There's like one of the first Black Panthers, Odin, and I can't remember the rest of the team, but it was definitely those 3 that were on the team. And that was actually like, I thought that was hilarious. It was a Ghost Rider on a giant mammoth. That was.
I actually haven't seen that. I need to look up a photo of that, so that sounds hilarious.
Like a new comic or something, but or mentioned in the new comic. Well, Loki already has a show, and he's not really a villain, so anymore. Who else?
Do you think like a prequel show of just Thanos could work? Like him leading up to Infinity War, just like Thanos going through what he had to go through?
I think that would be cool. Like the What If series, if they did it animated, they just go through like the crafting of his ideology over time, and
yeah, what made him want to gather all the Infinity Stones? What was his adolescent, not really adolescent, but like his teenage years leading up to him getting Gamora and her sister, which I'm trying to blank on her name, Nebula. Yeah, Nebula. Like what he had to go through to be able to get himself that, I don't want to say evil, but like him becoming the villain.
Like the Black Order show, because you know how they didn't flesh out the Black Order is like Elite Four. I wish they would have did more with them, because they're actually supposed to be incredibly powerful. Like honestly, the Avengers beating them in the movie is because they were hella nerfed. There's no possible way. One of the characters are so powerful, it's like it's insane. So that was unfortunate for them, just getting like shafted. They were just in there for fan service, really. So.
Which they do a lot with these movies. They'll just throw in tiny little details for fan service. They do nothing with them.
Yeah. Speaking of fan service, Iron Man is one of the few Marvel characters that are getting a game, along with the Midnight Suns. I believe that does involve the Ghost Rider.
That'd be cool.
And Black Panther getting his game. Yes. So they don't really have much on the Iron Man game, so it's kind of up in the air. Hopefully.
Yeah. It's fairly fresh.
Yeah, hopefully the flying in there is really good.
If it's anything like the Avengers game is going to be trash with this flying.
Yeah, I hope it's like just. Isn't it Insomniac working on that Iron Man?
Yeah,
game?
It's Insomniac. They're working on the Spider-Man 2, the new Wolverine game, new Iron Man game, and then the other one you just said that I'm drawing a blank on its name.
Was it Marvel's Midnight Sun or was it Black Panther?
The one with the one you were just talking about where Ghost Rider's going to be in it.
Yeah, Midnight Sun.
Yeah, Midnight Sun. Yeah, I don't know why that didn't click for me, even though you just said it too. But yeah, it's gonna be Midnight Suns, Wolverine, Spider-Man 2, and Iron Man. I think Black Panther's being done by a separate company, but I can look that up really quick.
Man, I've heard on the Gaming Illuminati podcast when they brought it up about the Black Panther game. It was like, yo, if we find out, they were trying to figure out if you can create your own character or not before we had more details on the game, and they had revealed the concept for the trailer. It was like, yo, if you can create your own character for the game and I see one white person option, I'm selling it day one. I'm like, I started laughing because I thought that would be hilarious. Like, imagine really being the Black Panther, and then you could just change the skin tone. Like you could really go on the
Maybe
opposite
they're
side.
albino.
Yeah, albino panther.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah. And then they have like blonde hair and blue eyes too, right? Don't they? Isn't that what albinism is?
Colored contacts and hair dye.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
That's a
yeah,
good way. Yeah, that's a good way.
But yeah, the new Black Panther game is being developed by Skydance New Media, and it's not just Black Panther; it's Captain America and Black Panther. So it's two people in one game, but it's being developed by Skydance.
Yeah, so yes, for the colonizers, they could also, play as Captain America, feel some patriotism after the Black empowerment goes through with this new Black Panther game. So I feel like that's why they did that. They went World War II so they know how the audience might be, where it's like, oh my God, this is so political, man. You're just putting it in here for the Black people. Like, nah.
Well, there probably will be politics in the game, just because during the time period. So,
I mean,
but no, that's true. We just said that everything's political, so it will have political in it.
Well, you got to say it every time, man. Just to remind these people.
That's true, but
everything's.
Yeah, there definitely will be some. I think they'll probably. I actually kind of hope they put into the game of some more well, not really sensitive, but topics that have to do with the older mindset. Since the game, in the artwork for the game, it shows younger Captain America, where it shows like a World War I version. So they probably will have ties into what how the culture was different on the views of people of different races. So obviously, like, they don't have to, but it would be like nice just for them to do that. It's being like, yeah, this is what it used to be. This is what it is now. So much better that this is the way it is now.
Yeah, they might go with the comic somewhere. The Black Panther met Captain America, and Captain America got like the shit kicked out of him.
Probably.
I remember they did that. They did a what's it called? I forgot what it's called. When they take a comic and they make it like a motion comic, where they did a motion comic.
Yeah.
Based off the comic in which they met, and it was Black Panther versus Captain America, and like Cap got his ass kicked. So because they like trespass in Wakanda, but that's possible.
It'd be a cool event because everybody loves Captain America and nobody ever expects him to lose. So having them fight in the game and then have him actually lose to Black Panther, that'd be cool, honestly.
Yeah. What's even cooler? GTA 6. Bruh, I know you saw the leak.
I did see the leak. Everybody's so heated about how the game looks when it's still in early development.
Oh yeah, definitely. So many people know so much about video games that they forget there's an early development process. Like, yeah. He was like, oh my God, this looks terrible. I'm like, bro, it's oh my goodness. Like,
they've been working on the game for what, like maybe half a year now. I'm not expecting it to look top tier.
Yeah, I mean, after it's been like what, a decade since the game. It literally has been a decade since it first came out.
GTA 5 has been on 4 consoles. It was on the PS3, PS4, PS5, 360, Xbox One, Xbox One S, like
PC. Like, bro,
PC.
This game should have been being developed after 3 years.
It should have been being developed in the middle of the PS4 era, so it could be released early on PS5 and Xbox Series X and S.
But better late than never, because the memes were getting old.
I mean, at this point, I'd rather take it never, just because like the hype around GTA 5 is dead. People are gonna play GTA 6 for a month, and if it doesn't live up to their expectations, people aren't gonna like it. They waited too long.
Right now. I heard people were complaining about a possible female lead. There's a lot of maidenless guys out there who hate the fact that a female could lead a game. I mean, it's not like you have to play the game or you have to play the story mode, because pretty sure they're going to bring back GTA 6 online. And like most people don't even play the GTA 6 or GTA 5 story once online came out.
I played when I first got GTA 5. I think I did an hour of the story, and then I played strictly GTA Online just to run around and play with buddies online and do races.
It's a little bit more fun because you can just build your own life.
Oh yeah.
You want go to the vanilla unicorn anytime you feel like it. Anytime you feel like you're lonely and have no women to text. Damn, I just got sad. Old memories. Anyways, GTA 6 leaked. The kid who leaked it apparently got arrested. So
really,
yeah, I heard he was 17. Heard a rumor that he got arrested.
If he was 17, how the hell did he even have access to GTA 6 to leak it?
I don't know, man. That's what I heard. Cannot confirm or deny.
So how about Rockstar Games is hiring 17-year-olds?
Well, they might like, hey, man, you seen what you did to, take our game and leak it. Can you prevent that now? and will probably reduce your jail time. So I think that's how things go with hackers. They can are offered a way out.
Well, it's a lot of companies do that. Like cyber tech companies, they'll hire people that were able to hack their securities to be able to, like, hey, you did this to hack us, make it so other people can't do that.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like it's a way. It's a good way to chart things. Speaking of charting things, I just seen this article on IGN that was posted today. It says the United States Department of Homeland Security was awarded a nearly $700,000 grant to terrorism and security researchers to investigate radicalization through video games. As a report by Vice, the funds are headed to a Middlebury Institute Center of Terrorism, Extremism, and Counterterrorism. A nonprofit organization takes this and the company looking to curb toxic online behavior called Logicality. That's what it's called, Logicality. Okay.
So they're trying to stop toxic behavior online.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen.
That's never gonna happen.
But here's a quote.
There are too many people that get pleasure from being online trolls. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, but the comment section. Here's a quote. Over the past decade, video games have increasingly become focal points for social activity and identity creation for adolescents and adults. Relationships are made, fostered with game ecosystems, routinely cross over into the real world, and are impactful parts of local communications.
Whoa. They're trying to, because video games have become a pastime for the newer generations, they're trying to put a stop to it. Smoking was America's favorite pastime for, like, what, 50 to 70 years at this point, and they're just now trying to put a stop to kids stop smoking.
I mean, cocaine was also a very commonly legal drug in America, and then eventually they stopped doing that. Not for toxic reasons. Well, it was a toxic reason, but not for the same reasons. I think it was because racial reasons. They didn't like the fact that other people could use it, and then were seen as cooler amongst their peers for using it. So that's why it slowly became illegal.
Yeah, but still, like trying to like suppress a pastime should not be a top priority.
Yeah, but apparently, correspondingly, extremists have used video games and targeted video game communities for activities ranging from propaganda creation to terrorist mobilization and training. Okay, these are interesting findings. One of the goals of this new project is to develop a set of best practices and centralized resources for monitoring and evaluation of extremist activities, as well as series of training workshops and monitoring detections and preventing of extremist exploitation in gaming spaces, community manager, multiplayer designers, lore developers, mechanic designers, and trust safety professionals.
All right, so you want to know what I got from that?
Yeah, it was literally like I was literally just fucking befuddled reading some of this stuff. Like
the whole section about monitoring for like the well-being of people and all that, and like I honestly can't remember the way you said it, but the first thing that popped in my head for when you were explaining that was the whole video games causing violence and all that. How like the big thing when they found out the school shooting that happened in like 2001 Columbine is because the big thing was they both played Doom on their PCs. Now they're trying to monitor online video games and all that to stop violence. That's what this whole thing's about, I'll guarantee.
The world has a beef with video games. They do. Like, I don't know.
All these young kids with their technology, they shouldn't be playing these violent video games.
Yeah, the world has a beef with it. Last time we were on the podcast, we talked about DJ Vlad and his opinion on video games.
Yeah.
And like, even when we were younger, when they came up with things like the PSP and the DS, they were talking about the access to adult sites on there. And it's like, these kids wouldn't know about these adult sites if you didn't tell them.
True.
Anytime they can root some type of connection between acts of terrorism and like video games, they'll try. Like, I want to know what type of video game Hitler played,
Oh yeah.
or like Genghis Khan, or what's that one guy's name who got packed up back after 2001? What was his name? Osama bin Laden. I want to know what type of
ironically, apparently Osama bin Laden had CS:GO on his computer.
That's actually funny.
Yeah.
But
he had a whole Steam account and everything. Like, I don't think they ever released his what his Steam username was, but there were people who would play online and we're friends with Osama bin Laden on Steam.
Did you hear about the meme about well, and actually that's my next topic too. Did you hear about the meme about they found on his flash drive there was a picture of the Invisible Man, John Cena.
Really?
Yeah, I think he was fighting the Cookie Monster, and
Uh,
then and then eventually after he was assassinated, right? John Cena was the one in a WWE match after he won a match to tell the audience that Osama bin Laden had been compromised, and then it just somehow somebody was able to make it make sense and say it all makes sense now, and it's just I found that hilarious. So speaking of John Cena, John Cena is set a Guinness World Record for the most Make-A-Wish granted. Oh, I had it right the first time until I was rudely interrupted. In 5. So, speaking of John Cena has set a Guinness World Record for the most Make-A-Wish requests granted. So apparently, John Cena, as he works with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, has earned him a record of 650 wishes granted.
Damn.
That's crazy. So
that's a lot.
Yeah, I think it. I mean, it sounds like a lot, but I think it's easy for somebody you can't see to like say they granted somebody a wish. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can just look at any photo and be like, yeah, I was sitting right
He
there.
was-
And then
he
I was right there in that
definitely-
empty chair.
Yeah, he's definitely he definitely could be there. So that's really good to see. No,
Yeah,
which
more
is
power
good.
to him.
Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it I had for today's notes.
Yeah, we covered all my topics.
Yeah, so actually, there is one more thing that I wanted to talk about. I did say I was gonna bring it up to you. It was like a last minute adder, but I was saying about how the Black Panther movie might not get released in France.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that.
So this is what I heard, and I got this from a comic book cast. Go check them out on YouTube. But apparently, so when it comes to like the speculation for the original Black Panther movie, they didn't think it was going to do that well. They thought it was going to probably make around $600 million in France. Ended up making like a lot more than that. I think it made like $1 billion out there in France. But now that Disney Plus is a thing, and like Marvel movies do eventually end up on Disney Plus, France has this law where streaming services or movies for streaming services don't come to they won't come to their services until about 18 months after a movie releases, which
seems oddly specific.
Yeah. So knowing, Disney and Marvel, they want to make as much money as possible. Of course, they are a business. That's what their job is to do. So it might not come out in France, because while it's still going to make a lot of money at the box office when it initially releases, it's eventually after release theaters is going to be about over 2 years before that movie ends up on their streaming service. And that's after the movie is removed from theaters. And so Disney could probably make more money by not releasing it in France, making them wait about 2 years and then release it on Disney Plus, where they're always going to make money, always going to make that money back from a subscription.
Well, what they could do is like what they were doing for a while, where they were like when COVID first hit and all that, they would release it to the streaming service, and you had to pay like an extra $15 just to watch it or whatever. They can release it in theaters everywhere else, and then in France, just put it on the streaming service because you have to pay like $10 to watch it, and they can make their money's worth. Because what's a movie ticket, like $10? So
yeah, I was telling my friend about it, and I was just like about like how like ridiculous it was for like the tickets to the movies being cheaper than the actual movie being rented, and you rent the movie on its own service. And we were also talking about like how it didn't make sense for them to have that law, but I think we kind of boiled it down to that obviously they want to push their nation's content before anything else. And Marvel is being one of the biggest, or if not the biggest, movie franchise right now, and probably of all time. That's going to definitely take away from their market and their movie franchises. So, they want to prioritize themselves a little bit more, and knowing how hard it is to compete with the Black Panther, seeing as how it was a global phenomenon. That's part of the reasoning for it, but it'd be really interesting to see what they do. So
yeah, sorry, I was in the middle of a yawn. Yeah, definitely it'll be interesting to see what they do. I don't really know what else they could do besides just releasing it straight to the streaming service and then just upscaling like a $10 charge to watch it.
All I know is I'm not paying more than a movie ticket to watch this film. So.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't either. When they released Mulan, I mean, I wanted to see it even though it was trash, but I wasn't paying the extra. I think it was $20 to watch it.
This is why I have Amazon Prime, because all I can do is rent a movie for like $4 or something, and I'll be good.
True.
So Amazon Prime for the dubs.
I had
But-
Amazon Prime to watch one show and then I canceled it.
Well, did you watch The Boys yet?
I did not.
Well, you need to reinstate it. Watch The Boys.
I got it to watch Invincible. That's all I had it for. And when season 2 of Invincible comes out, I will buy it for that month again.
Well, I can't wait for Invincible 2 to come out.
I don't know. There's so much more of the story they have still to cover.
Yeah, so they better do a really good job with Invincible 2. I'm telling you, because they've been doing an amazing job with The Boys. Amazon has been doing an amazing job with their originals and their featured content. So maybe next time we'll get on how great Amazon Prime is right now as a service, in my opinion. But that is going to do it for today's podcast. As always, if you made it this far, give yourself a pat on the back. Thank you guys for listening to us. And as always, I would like you guys to like, comment, subscribe, share, and give us the highest rating on all podcasting and streaming platforms. And as always, nerds out.
Peace.